Cape Town Executive Mayor Gordon Hill-Lewis says the metro is preparing for the worst. It's after Eskom announced the extension of Stage 6 load shedding due to unprotected labour action. The Western Cape Metro has activated the Disaster Operations Centre to mitigate the impact of load shedding on its residents. Let's take you now to our reporter Athi Mtongana, who's live at the centre's control room for us. Athi, good evening. Of course, one of the things that the city has been saying quite loudly to anybody who can hear is the fact that it was able, at least for the first part that we entered Stage 6, to cushion its residents from the full impact of the load shedding. Have they been able to sustain that?
In fact, this evening, Kathy, those who are supplied directly by the City of Cape Town grid will not experience Stage 6 load shedding, as opposed to those, of course, who are supplied by Eskom. Residents who are directly impacted by the City of Cape Town's grid, where load shedding is implemented from this particular network control center. Those residents, for example, will experience Stage 4 load shedding. So there has been a lot of cushioning on the side of the City of Cape Town. But I was just having a conversation before coming on to this live with some of the technical staff members at this particular operations center, and I was asking them how sustainable is this then for them, given the fact that the situation at Eskom has really been unstable. And they say that if, for example, Eskom decides to continue with Stage 6 load shedding, for example, for 3 days consecutively, then that would obviously bring about a negative impact, and perhaps even the reprieve that many residents in Cape Town have been, privileged to, will no longer experience it, because obviously the effects of continued rolling blackouts would then mean that no more cushioning for residents of the City of Cape Town. But I am joined by Councillor Beverly van Rooyen, who's going to talk to us on a municipal level and in terms of what you make of these continued blackouts in the country by Eskom and the impact then on the municipality.
Good afternoon to you, Athi, and thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you very much to, good afternoon to the viewers as well. Yes, obviously, as a city, we are really very concerned in terms of the impact, but also just, what is coming out of Eskom in terms of the load shedding. Has really very negative impacts, on the economy. It is, because of load shedding, we have more job losses. We've just come through a pandemic, and we've lost so many jobs. And so many businesses, they have closed simply as a result of the load shedding. Mm-hmm. And so the impact, it's really dire. So we don't, as a city, we really don't buy, the excuse that load shedding is as a result, and Stage 6 is as a result of the illegal protest action, or the strikes, the strike. And so, really, long before load shedding and before Stage 6, Eskom has been in a crisis. And, going into even beyond Stage 4 into Stage 6 and quite possibly Stage 8. It really is an absolute nightmare. And this takes us into a disaster, should it happen. Mm-hmm. And so it really is just unacceptable. And we as a city, we are really very concerned about
I'm wondering what the cost is to the municipality.
Look, the cost, obviously, it runs into billions, for the City of Cape Town. And so, I don't even think, we have right now, we have an amount. But what I can say is that as a city, we try everything in our power, excuse the pun, to protect our customers. And so hence the fact, that we are using our Steenbras plant in order to protect our customers. And so, yes, we have been very successful. Ever since January up until the month of May, we have been very successful in terms of protecting our customers. Mm-hmm. And so that in itself, equates to 514 hours and leads to 21 days. Mm-hmm. And so I think that as a city, we do have a good story to tell.
What are the alternatives for electricity generation that you're looking at as the city?
Look, there are alternatives. Obviously, we are looking at renewables. And so we will go ahead, and you would have heard, and I think that you are aware that the Executive Mayor, Gordon Hill-Lewis, he There were lots of interviews and, pronouncements that were made in terms of the independent power producers. And so we will continue to do everything, so in order for us, even going forward, to protect our customers.
All right. Councillor Beverly, thank you so much for your time, giving us an explanation of what the city of Cape Town, the municipality in particular, is doing to try and cushion the impact of the load shedding that has been implemented by Eskom. Of course, those who are supplied directly by the city's grid experience lower stages of load shedding as opposed to the rest of the other residents. Stay tuned to Newzroom Afrika. We'll be back right after this break with more headlines.